So the summer festival season is on the horizon. Tickets to see some of the world's biggest music acts are in great demand. And that is when fraudsters seize opportunities to make money through ticket scams. Let's look at some of the numbers. Last year, more than 8,700 people in England, Wales and Northern Ireland reported that they had fallen victim to ticket fraud. In terms of cash, in total, it means £6.7 million was lost. It is a lot of money. That works out to more than £700 per victim, although the actual figure is likely to be much higher. According to Lloyds Bank, Taylor Swift fans alone have lost an estimated £1 million in scams ahead of the UK leg of her Eras tour. So one of her fans, Sean Williams, was one of those who was scammed.
It was just that sort of roller coaster of a day, thinking in the morning, oh my gosh, we have managed to secure tickets for myself and my daughter and my sister-in-law and her daughter, that we were going, and then organising the money, transferring it onto the Monzo, which was quite exciting. And then that initial ping when we realised that money had been received by a source that we didn't recognise. It was just that feeling you get in the pit of your stomach that you've been scammed, you've lost the money, you've not got the tickets. It's just a mixture of emotions.
Yeah, you can imagine the feeling. I mean, these are obviously people who are very excited to be attending a big gig, an event, and then they spend the money and then find out they have bought nothing and they've been scammed. And when you look at these numbers, the average per victim, and this is based on the information I have right now, is £772. This is a lot of money.
The problem is that concerts are becoming more expensive, but they're also in such high demand. Like, for example, we use Taylor Swift as an example. That Eras tour sold out in minutes, not even hours. So they're inevitable that big fans will be going online to try to grab one whenever they can. Jonathan Brown is Chief Executive of the Society of Ticket Agents and Retailers. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
It happens. We've always known that there would be fraudsters who will try to take advantage of people who want something, supply and demand. But has it got smarter or has it got worse?
I think it has got smarter. I think with the rise of social media, there are ways of reaching people and being deceptive in terms of who you are and how you're presenting yourself to people. So you can research people. I mean, you see these fake accounts being created on social media, and that's how they're getting to you and cheating you into thinking that they've got the ticket, they're a friend of a friend, whatever it may be, and sort of sidling in and taking advantage exactly of what you said, Naga, which is the excitement that people have got about wanting to attend these great events.
And I think actually it's social media as well, because there's so much more. Pressure's the right word, but people like to show they've been to a concert. So the more that fear of missing out almost grows, doesn't it, social media? How do you spot a fraudster? Because we saw there, like you said, a friend of a friend. You think you're using a trusted source, so you've kind of done your homework, and you're still being scammed.
I think there's a really simple thing, which is one of the hardest things, which is if something looks too good to be true, it probably is. So that's the red flag. That's when you should be having a look and seeing, who is this person? What are they doing? Best advice of all, of course, is to only buy tickets from places which are authorised to sell those tickets.
But the problem is that if they've sold out...
If they've sold out, perhaps they've sold out.
Market. Yeah. But there is a secondary market which exists and it's legal.
Yeah.
So...
But again, you'd be looking for how you're being charged for those tickets, any sort of guarantees that are being offered in case you don't get in or, the ticket fails to arrive or anything like that. But if you're just, another red flag, paying by bank transfer, somebody comes in and says, that's fine, I've got a ticket for you, just send me your bank, send me a bank payment or do it on PayPal and friends and family and this sort of thing. And that's another way of them getting to you, getting your money, and that's what they're after. So, as I say, buying from reputable sources is absolutely the right way, and I would say buying through our members of Star. So looking for our little logo and being sure that you're buying from somebody who is reputable, who's accountable. Our members sign up to a code of practice, and we've got an approved dispute resolution service. So, there's some security, much more security in that than following a friend on Facebook.
Yeah, Jonathan, I don't know. You said the little logo.
Yeah.
I don't know about that. What is that?
OK, there is a logo. So if you go to most of the major ticketing sites that are members of ours, best of all, go to our website, which is star.org.uk, and you'll find a list of our members there, which is all the big ticket agents, West End theatres, arenas, the people who are actually in charge of the events and the selling of those tickets. So you know that you can buy with some confidence.
If I understand you correctly, that's the primary source of the tickets. It could be that someone is legitimate who doesn't have that stamp. That's
It's
true.
absolutely true, and which is why you then need to be looking at those other things that I was saying earlier on. So what sort of guarantees are they offering? What risks are you taking in buying a ticket? And if you end up being confident about that, then that's your risk, as it were.
Now, you're not clearly you're not here to talk on behalf of credit card companies or banks or anything, but there are protections with some kind of purchases, aren't there, which is probably worth thinking about.
Absolutely. So that's going back to what I was saying about paying by bank transfer. You don't have that level of protection, but if you buy using your credit card, you have got much more protection, and that would include paying through PayPal to some extent, and also with your debit card.
Yeah, I mean, that doesn't mean to say you should just do things with impunity, obviously, but that gives you a certain level of protection,
Yeah.
but at the same time, you should be taking measures yourself to check.
Absolutely, and I think that's the cause of this campaign. That's what we're trying to say is open your eyes. Don't just be fooled into believing that somebody's got a ticket. And I think there is a mentality of that. I know a guy who can get, it's that sort of I can cheat the system mentality. And I'm afraid tickets do sell out. Tickets, there's very often not enough supply to meet the demand for some of these big events.
And I think we need to be aware that you're not just potentially being scammed for the cost of a ticket that you've said you're prepared to pay for. It can go further, can't it, in terms of what these fraudsters have access to?
Absolutely. You're sort of opening yourself up. And I think people have become much more aware of online fraud. I sometimes talk about my 92-year-old mother, who's actually very good. She'll show me a text, she'll show me an email. She's quite savvy on that. Does
What's
her own
your mum's
online
name?
shopping. Maureen.
There we go.
Right, there you go. But she's very good at spotting those things, but not everybody is. And yet, we should all be becoming much more familiar with these risks.
I think what Maureen's doing as well is what we always say. If in doubt, talk to someone. Just kind of say,
What do you think?
What do you think?
Yeah.
These numbers stack up fast, though, doesn't it? Because tickets for events are very expensive now. So the numbers stack up very quickly. You bought 4 tickets for something, you're talking about £1,000.
Absolutely, yeah. And especially, if people are selling them for more than they paid originally as well.
Jonathan, thank you very much.
That's
We
all
just
right.
urge people to beware.
Please.